Labdien! De Gute Morgen, bonjour, bon dia, and also dobry ranok. So greetings to all the green delegates from all around Europe. And as I stand here today in this green hub in the heart of Europe, I can literally actually feel this green pulse reverberating around across Europe, from Riga to Lisboa, from Stockholm to Skopje, from Kiev to London. And this is actually the power of European Greens, which is being wire-charged through these connections. They stretch all around Europe's rim, and which is marked by shorelines, which is marked by borderlines, but they are also plugged into the core of the green values in our heartlands and the West European cities. And me, myself, having roots in Latvia, in Portugal, and also in Luxembourg, I can actually feel very well how is it to be at the same time on the edge of Europe, but also at the very heart of it. And as we have heard, the rim and the center, we need each other, and this is what will make our policies roll. This is essential to make the green wave roll on. And as we head into these European elections, I call upon all of us to agree that we need the message of Greens to be powered both by the rim and the center. And I say that this is essential also because, as we have heard today, the rollout of our policies for peace, the policies for a Europe that is green, just and inclusive, they're being tested right now. And we witness it most manifestly and tragically in Ukraine today. We must keep standing firm and undivided in our solidarity and support to Ukraine for as long as it takes. We must also remind everybody that an enlarged EU will be an empowered EU. And as we stand up for peace, we cannot ignore anymore that EU needs a meaningful and operational defense capacity that bolsters our humanitarian and conflict prevention power. We need to complement the voice of NATO with a meaningful and robust European message, and this is the message that aggressors understand best. Second of all, we also have to understand and acknowledge that the strength of the rule of law and democracy is being tested also from within. Cynical money grabbing that I also see from EU coffers, that I also see in countries like mine, all while dismissing EU values, opportunistic manipulation with fear by right-wing populists. There's a lot of homework for us to be done to future-proof Europe against this. And this will also require changes in our decision-making. This will mean that we need to have more democratic, more accountable, and more capable Europe for decisive action without unilateral vetoes. And I want to also come back, of course, to the heart of our policies, which is the green one. We see that the greening of our economies has been also put in question as a luxury choice, as people all across Europe have had to tighten their belts, and also governments needed to belatedly restructure their energy supplies away from Russia. But yet we all agree here, and we need to convince everyone that this is not a luxury choice. This is the smart choice, and this is the only choice. And to prove this, we need to bring everyone along with real enablers, not enablers, and not just slogans. For decent green jobs, we need to empower our European industries to be competitive on a global scene. And I remember from my law studies that we kept reminding ourselves that the founding fathers created Europe for peace by putting coal and steel together. But today, this is a time for a re-energized Europe, which is actually putting together renewables for peace. This also means that we need a rewired grid of energy connectivity. We need connectivity on railways and infrastructure for rapid military mobility, such as Rail Baltica. But this also means a budgetary governance that, yes, sure, it ensures stability, but not at the cost of sustainability. Me, myself, I come from a country where the EU's past policy mistakes with austerity have actually left whole regions without the energizing presence of youth, of young talent, and also future prospects. And now I come to the point where, yes, dear Greens, I speak of an empowered and empowering Europe. But this power of European story has always been powered by, sourced from people who can dream. And when did you last dream? And I know so many people who cannot dream because their feet are wet and cold, or they're struggling health-wise, also from the still too pervasive use of glyphosate and other chemical substances in our fields. People who cannot dream because they're being bullied for whom they love. And fighting poverty, pollution, and prejudice, doing so at the European level and in our homes, this is what will empower us to bring the story of the European dream and make it credible to everyday people. Yes, there is certainly hard work to be done. We need to do this on energy, economy, and ecology. We need to do it on industry, immigration, and innovation. We need to do it on defense, on digitalization and democracy. It's a whole alphabet soup of hard work to be still done. Technical rules to be acknowledgeably created, political compromises to be painfully hammered out. But today I want to end actually with a story by a dreamer. And it's a great Latvian poet and aesthete and green activist. His name is Imants Ziedonis. So think of an intelligent hooligan with crazy hair, which reflects the greatness of his ideas, but also his absolute humility in face of beauty, of real beauty, of nature. So Imants Ziedonis once wrote a tale for adults and for children alike, which I also like to read to my own children. So he did it in 70s when the Soviet yoke and industrial pollution was suffocating the Baltic coast. And this is called The Green Tale, and it depicts the day when forest walks into the city. It makes the dawn rise green. The smell of the forest awakens the souls of people for us to be kinder to each other and to be kinder to nature. And this is the tale that I want to be the tale that guides my children. This needs to be the tale that guides us as we stand up for Europe. I saw the power of this tale when standing up as the first progressive presidential candidate in Latvia this spring. I saw the power of this tale when I saw shortly after my party Progresīvie enter into the government for the first time and without the presence of the far right. And I have witnessed the powerful pull of progressive politics at home, and I need to bring this to the whole of Europe. And in Latvia, this has within a couple of months already produced concrete results. We have enabled civil union for same-sex couples and also a ratification of Istanbul Convention just 2 days ago, after years of unsuccessful attempts. And I salute the recent electoral successes of our Spanish friends, of our Polish friends, and strong, even though still also worrisome results in the Netherlands. And where the results have not been so great, this is the time for lessons learned and coming back stronger, because we need more Greens in the government and we need more Greens in the European Parliament. And I look with excitement at the determined and vocal young European Greens, Bravissima, Benedetta, and all the others. And I am convinced, to conclude, that putting this rising energy from the rim of Europe and from our youth, putting this rising energy together with the experience at the core of Europe will power European Greens for a solid bid at the European elections. And with this shared passion for a re-empowered and re-energized Europe, I stand here as a contender for the European Spitzenkandidat position to support our joint European campaign. Thank you.